Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to um yeah, actually this is a news video. I wasn't sure if it's going to be news or not, but it definitely is because it's based on something that they just leaked. Although I am a little bit late, so I apologize for that. That's due to other obligations, I suppose. Anyway, so there was a dev stream today, as there is most weeks, not every week, most weeks. And they made it clear they were going to be leaking some stuff in the title, as they often do, these streams, if they are going to leak something. And I kept my eye on it, but then I saw that the first leak that I saw was something to do with the wardrobe due to the about like the filtering systems, basically, the new customization wardrobe filters, which are good but don't interest me even slightly. So I was a little bit disappointed, especially because there was a sneaking suspicion that the experimental branch might actually launch today, which would have brought with it like all of the patch notes, basically, which would have been pretty exciting. But what I didn't realise, I kind of sort of switched off from the stream after I realised that it was a fairly banal teaser as far as I was concerned. But then I checked Reddit later and I saw that they'd actually shown another teaser, which is a teaser for one of the other overclocks. And this is the GK2 overclock. I'm a little bit surprised. I got to the point where I wasn't expecting to see any overclocks in teaser form. And it's probably my favourite thing about this. So I'm going to let this sort of next 40 seconds play, I think, because they sort of they let the teaser play twice and sort of say some things over it that I think are important. So I'm just going to let this play.
Mike, what do you think the most OP prop is oh, wait, hold on. Before you answer that, just live commentary. If you're on the stream here, what you are now watching is a teaser, for the Burst-fire Overclock, which is the overclock coming to the GK2 Scout rifle in Season 5. Turns it into a fixed 3-shot burst rifle with a slight boost to accuracy and magazine size. And I can say from experience, it's a ton of fun to play with. And if you can hit your shots, you're going to be a friggin' menace.
Okay, so there we have it. It is Burst-fire for the GK2, which is a really nice surprise. And the fact that it's a clean is also a really nice surprise. What that actually means is that they're willing to do cleans. I wouldn't suspect that there'd be many more, if any, other clean overclocks in Season 5. It is possible, you know, especially for the weapons that have 3 unstable overclocks already. The GK2 and the Drak are such examples. So I'm not too surprised that the GK2 didn't get an unstable. The GK2 already also has a very good selection of overclocks where I can see something more simplistic but still dynamic and gun feel changing being appropriate. So Burst-fire makes perfect sense to me. So as we just found out from what Aaron said, it turns it into a 3-round burst weapon, which fits the GK2. I am thinking about the fact that it adds a small magazine increase. I don't know if that's to help it always be a multiple of 3. And I think you could actually technically do that if it was a percentage. I think, now this is definitely a very weird thing to focus in on. So I'll talk about it a little bit. So we've got a 3-round burst, small boost to magazine size, as well as a small boost to accuracy, which is also very interesting. As sort of an overall package, it technically has 3 points, like 3 bullet points for a clean overclock, which is very uncommon. I believe the only other example is actually on it's on the wave cooker, but it also might be so yeah, the wave cooker, that one does it, liquid cooling system, but maybe also one of the Drak overclocks. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure. I think it's actually just that one. But GK2, oh, I was wrong. Oh no, I was very wrong. So that's weird. I shouldn't have been wrong about that. The GK2 already has 3 cleans, so it's actually going to go up to 4, which I don't like, actually. But that's not really the point. It's still pretty good as far as cleans go, and the GK2 is such a decent weapon that I really don't mind it getting something like this, especially because Burst-fire, you know, a Burst-fire mode for another weapon has been something that I think it's been just suggested a heck of a lot, especially for the GK2. It makes the most sense for this weapon. Magazine size is at base is 30 and goes up to 40. So I believe if you had it as a 10% increase or slightly higher, you could actually have it so that it would go up by 3 with the base 30 magazine size, and then go up by 5 when you take more. potentially, and therefore it would always be a multiple of 3. Look, we're not French. We're not making weapons that have a burst round, like a burst of 3, but don't their magazine size isn't a multiple of 3. We're not doing that. I hope. It's not too important though. The point is that it's actually a really cool clean overclock, and if any weapon deserved to get a burst fire sort of configuration in the form of an overclock, it was definitely the GK2. And we saw from the video, it looks very satisfying to use. I would say the accuracy increase actually looks quite substantial, given that there's basically no recoil within the burst itself, which is kind of what you'd want, and that's what's going to make it feel pretty fantastic. Once you learn it, you're going to be very consistently one-shotting grunts, two-shotting Bacterias, these sorts of really nice breakpoints that's going to have to hit. And I'm going to be interested to see how I'm going to spin this overclock. I assume I'm going to spin it towards or push it towards being more of a single target killer, but I think general sort of high value target killer is more likely rather than big meaty targets. It's going to be really good at picking off enemies like acid splitters and web splitters, and sort of even I guess a little bit beefier targets like that, like stingtails or menaces. That's kind of the role I can sort of see this playing. What I want to mention is how cool I think it is actually that they're doing overclock teasers. Now, if everything goes to plan, the experimental branch should launch next Thursday, which gives them barely any time to do more overclock teasers. But what it does show is that they could have been doing more of them, to be honest, because I really like the graphics that they used in the teaser, like how it shows an animation of the icon appearing on screen and then transitioning into gameplay. I thought it was really well done, which is why I reckon we're probably going to see another one tomorrow, potentially. But like I said, if everything goes to plan, then the experimental branch will launch next Thursday, and therefore teasers will stop. So I'm not really sure how much more we're going to see, but I would love to see another overclock teaser tomorrow. That'd be really cool. But in the meantime, this was really cool. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised that it's something not crazy, but it also is. It's very gun feel changing. It's a very long-term request. So I can't say this is a bad use of the GK2's overclock for this season. Obviously, I can't deny that I perhaps wish there were more overclocks in general being added, but I don't think this is actually a waste of the GK2's one, to be honest. Even if it is somewhat simplistic, it's also not that simplistic. I think it being a clean just comes off as a little bit strange, but I think this is going to work out quite well. And anything can happen with weapon balancing. It could end up becoming a different category with greater strengths and potentially some penalties. You could also see the same thing happen with other overclocks. I would love if the GK2 actually got the homebrew powder bulldog treatment, where the homebrew powder gets increased, where it goes from 70% to 200%, but it becomes a balanced overclock. I would love that. So we'll just have to see. But yep, it's pretty cool. And as always, if you enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to stay on top of everything to do with Deep Rock and Rogue Core, then of course click the bell as well. And hopefully, I'll catch you tomorrow. I hope they'll do another teaser. Anyway, see you later.